This is Revenge of the Red Club by Kim Harrington, and we're on Chapter 2. When the bell rang, Julia turned in her seat. Riley, thanks for the, I waved her off. No worries. Give me my sweatshirt back another day. But in the meantime, before you go to lunch, I have something to show you. She raised one eyebrow, which was pretty cool. I tried to do that in a mirror once, but I only looked like a really confused person, painfully raising both eyebrows. Just trust me, I said. Ava sidled up next to us as we walked out of the classroom. Riley, heading to lunch, right? Yeah, I just have to show Julia the thing. The thing? Julia repeated, a little nervous now. You know, I widened my eyes at Ava. The thing. Ava let out a little groan. The thing that I'm not in. Yet, I reminded her. Then I guided Julia by the arm. This way. Ava went on her own to lunch, which she didn't seem happy about, but as a club member, I had a responsibility. Lunch had to wait. Hawking Middle School was shaped like a giant square, with 4 connecting hallways and a big open courtyard in the middle that we never really used because it was cold most of the year in Massachusetts. I really need to stop by the bathroom, Julia whispered. I know. That's all part of this. Don't worry, we're almost there. Her eyes scanned the locker numbers. My eyes scanned the locker numbers as they counted down. We were in the 30s, then 20s, then teens. Here we are, I said, stopping at locker number 1. Julia looked from the locker to me as if I were crazy. You brought me to your locker? I brought you to our locker. Our? Julia looked even more confused now. This is the locker of the Red Club, which you are now part of. I handed her the sheet of paper I'd written the numbers on. This was always my favorite part, like I was bestowing an honor on a fellow member. But she didn't look impressed. I don't get it. And I forgot. She was new to our school. She didn't know. That's the combination. I motioned to the lock. Open it. Still skeptical and probably desperately wanting to hit the bathroom, Julia spun the numbers on the dial and pulled open the door. Nothing amazing happened. No music played, no Red Club banner adorned the inside. It looked plain, actually, with a paper grocery bag on one shelf and a plastic bag on another. What is this? She asked. This is our emergency stash, I said. Once you're a Red Club member, you have the combination and you can use it if you're in need. I reached for the bag on the top shelf. Pads and tampons are in here. Then I showed her the bottom shelf. 3 pairs of sweatpants are in there, various sizes. Just wash them and return them to the locker. Her face brightened. I can change into a pair of those right now? Yep. And do you need a tampon or do you have one in your bag? I don't. I scrunched up my forehead. Is this your first time? No, I had it once before over the summer, but then it didn't come again for a few months. I nodded quickly. That happened to a friend of mine in the club. People expect to get it on the regular right after their first one, but it doesn't always work that way. Julia stared at the bag of period paraphernalia, looking overwhelmed. Just take a couple of pads for now, I said. We'll talk more at the meeting this afternoon. Meeting? She repeated. The Red Club meets in the library after school every Wednesday. You don't have to come, but I think you'd really like it if you did. It's like a support group, she asked. That and more. The tightness in her shoulders seemed to release. That sounds nice. I'll be there. Julia bounded off to the bathroom, pads and sweatpants shoved in her backpack. I reached across my shoulder and gave myself a little pat on the back. Job well done. And now time for lunch. My stomach growled angrily, but Ava would be even angrier. She hated it if I missed lunchtime with her for any reason. She was my best friend and I loved her, but sometimes she acted like she was my boss. I quickened my step, even though it was only a couple of minutes late. I was only a couple of minutes late. The intercom clicked on, and the principal's voice boomed through the hallway speakers. Riley Dunn, please report to the office. I swallowed hard. It looked like I was about to be very late.